Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, man, I should have said something, but instead I stayed quiet? Again, why did I do that? If conflict makes your heart race or your chest tighten or your words just disappear, this isn't just poor communication. This is trauma. And until you understand what's happening inside your body and in your mind, conflict will always feel like danger instead of a doorway to real connection. Most people think that conflict is about arguing, but for trauma survivors, conflict isn't about survival. It is when your nervous system has been wired to avoid tension. Disagreement doesn't feel like a conversation, it's a threat. It feels like a direct threat to you. And that's why today I'm diving into why trauma makes conflict so really uncomfortable, how it shows up in your relationships, especially with your family and your loved ones or the closest people around you, and what you can do to stop abandoning yourself every time things get tough or get tense. I'm going to walk you through and give you some tools and some phrases and some insights that hopefully you can use today to stand your ground and to feel emotionally safe doing that. Now, there are 3 core takeaways I'd like you to learn about today. Key point number 1, conflict will feel unsafe when you've had trauma. Okay, conflict will feel unsafe when you've had trauma. So if you grew up in a home where conflict meant shouting, punishment, or emotional withdrawal, your body will now feel like it's under threat, that there's danger happening just because there's a disagreement, but you're actually in a different place. Even a calm conversation can trigger fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. One of probably the most difficult to change is the fawn response. And that's exactly why your stomach knots, your voice disappears, your hands shake, and it kind of feels like you're just not able to get the words out. But that's not a weakness. It's your body protecting you. But what protected you then is likely seen as self-sabotage in your relationship now. Point number 2, avoiding conflict might keep the peace. It just creates resentment. So when we don't express what we need as humans in our relationships, we're not actually avoiding the conflict. We're just pushing it inward. Okay. So we push inward and then we don't do anything with it. So that might look something like saying yes when you mean no, letting others make decisions for you, and smiling on the outside while you're absolutely seething on the inside, and you feel like this is like categorically wrong. But this leads to self-abandonment, it leads to burnout, it leads to disconnection from yourself and also from the people that really care about you. And the 3rd key point is you can learn to navigate conflict with confidence, but it starts with self-regulating, learning what to say, and then working on your communication skills. So things like breathing first, or as I like to say, let the body talk first and the mouth talk second. It slows everything down. It allows you to think, compute, take a breath. It puts time in between that conflict. Really, really key, really important. Second of all, name the story. If there's conflict between you and this person, it might be a sibling, it could be a mother, father, brother, it could be someone at work, it could be a friend, it could be a partner. Name it. So instead of I feel scared of rejection, but that's not the same as danger. Rejection isn't danger. I'm not in a dangerous situation. And use phrases that are really honest but calm. And you're going to have to practice these phrases. This is not going to come natural. It's not going to just happen overnight. You have to practice. And you need to have this written down that, like, when this happened, I felt X. Okay, when this happened. So you're not blaming anyone. You're just saying, when this thing happened, I felt. Or can I share something that's been on my mind about what was said, not you said, was about what was said. So you're depersonalizing the conflict. And like, I'm not blaming. I just want to work through your viewpoint and my viewpoint, because we tend to not see eye to eye on this matter. So when you prepare your nervous system and you prepare your words, you stop reacting and you start responding. And this is a process. It's a technique. It's what you need to learn to do, but you can't do it because you've been through trauma. And in the moment, you just can't find the words. You can't find how to articulate. But this is how we begin to take the power back. This is how we begin to put boundaries in place. And it actually happens one conversation at a time. So let's be clear here. Conflict isn't bad. It's actually really necessary. Having constructive conflict conversations means that you set boundaries, you get heard, your voice is spoken, but the problem you've got is when you've experienced trauma, your body and your brain will try and protect you at all costs, so we'll avoid it. So we can't avoid it. We need to manage it. Managing equals an increase in your self-esteem and an increase in your confidence. Now, if you don't do that, the result will be that you stay silent, you shrink back in, you sacrifice your own needs just to stay safe. And safety doesn't have to mean silence. And peace doesn't have to mean pleasing everybody. When you learn to regulate your system and you speak from a grounded place and you take some time, like don't react instantly, take that time. That's when you start to heal those old patterns of behavior that has been stuck inside you for such a long time. Now, if this is hitting home for you and it's because this is your trauma response, you know it is, then the good news is we can help you figure this out. Our trauma recovery method program, and this is where we help you go really, really deep. We shift patterns of behavior. We unpick that tangled knot and that ball of wool, and we help you through it step by step. So conflict no longer feels like a threat, and it doesn't feel like your relationship and your identity, who you are, is affected. So in our trauma recovery method program, we offer weekly group sessions. That is our TheraCoach sessions. That's where we practice our tools. We learn to regulate. We work on the real trauma. We work on the subcortex, those real emotional issues you have. And we also offer weekly deep dives, and that's where we work in the neocortex part of the brain. We allow the brain to learn, make connections, understand what's happening to you. We rebuild your confidence in real time. That's what myself and my team do. We also know that most of our clients struggle with gut health. They might have thyroid issues, they have gut issues, and gut health and mind health are very closely related. So we have our nutritional coach and therapist, Kerry. He's responsible for creating that streamlining what we eat and how we feel our body. But we also know that all our clients struggle with self-confidence, low self-esteem, and our resilience and confidence coach, Megan, will guide you through how to rebuild yourself. And some of this is about learning how to communicate better. So if you want to stop the thoughts, the feelings, and the behaviors that hold you hijacked, that keep you stuck, then book a consultation with us. Come and speak to us, because what you need is structure, a strategy, and a toolkit that actually works for your trauma and teaches you to get rid of it rather than just talk about it. So if you're done avoiding conversations and you're done with that lack of identity and those poor relationships, reach out. So follow us on Facebook, join our trauma recovery method group, follow us on YouTube, and I'll see you soon. Bye.